Life feels non-stop at the moment. How do I avoid burnout?
Oh my God, that's such a big question.
I actually think we should do a whole episode on that.
100%. Maybe we should start with what burnout actually is. So burnout technically is when you feel that you don't have the resources to meet the demands in your life. So resources could be energy, it could be time, it could be maybe even enthusiasm, support to meet whatever demands are going on in your life.
And I want to add to that, really interestingly, the WHO, the World Health Organization, define burnout only in the work context.
Interesting.
But I don't think it's only about work. I think you can feel burnt out. You don't have to be in a workplace to feel burnt out, right?
100% you don't.
No.
Because think about like how crazy home life is and trying to juggle, well, I mean, that's probably another episode in itself. So I think my quick tip advice here is firstly, know where you are. So I have been through burnout, proper burnout. And I know lots of people live on the edge and they're close. And when you do get to that point, you can't do anything else. You physically have to stop because you get to the point where you can't respond to anything.
Yep.
Like it could be the needs of your family, or it could be work, or it could be... And when you get to that point, there is nothing you can do apart from stop. Because your body will force you eventually.
Yeah.
But what I learned in that process is there were lots of warning signs before.
Right. What were they for you?
Starting to feel overwhelmed, which I can have, every week. At one point or another, I can start to feel overwhelmed with the amount I'm juggling. A big one for me was things that used to feel like, would they be resources? I don't know, but things that used to build up my energy or make me feel good started to feel like a drain.
Yes.
So things like seeing friends or going for a nice walk, like chilling out with the dog or putting the kids to bed and like getting those snuggles and, I'm not saying it's always easy peasy, but there is a bit of that I really do enjoy.
Yeah.
And those things started to feel like things I had to do or things I didn't really want to do. And they were kind of getting added to my list and felt like they were draining me. I think that was a big sign that I missed.
Yeah.
And like not wanting to socialise. I know we all go through points in time where I'm like, oh, I just can't drag myself out. But it was getting to the point where it was all the time. Like I didn't really want to reply to messages.
Yes.
I didn't want to arrange to see someone or I didn't want to do something on Zoom because I'd just be like, I've got so much to do. I can't give that any more energy. And also not feeling great as well, like energy-wise, no matter what I did, like going to the gym or exercise or like anything I did wasn't making me feel any better because it was kind of like I was tackling the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So they're the signs that I had. So my advice here is firstly, get to know those triggers, get to know those warning signs and find one or two things that you can do that will help to make you feel better.
Yeah.
It could be exercise. It could be socializing. It could be talking to someone. It could be cooking. It could be honestly,
whatever
it can be anything.
Yeah.
But everyone will have something that in general makes them feel better. And just, I don't care what it costs. I don't care what else has to drop in your life. You have to make that a priority because no one is going to do this for you.
Exactly. I think that's the thing that really gave me clarity with when it comes to burnout is that definition around resources and demands. Because the thing is, what happens with burnout is that people often think that burnout happens because you have way too many demands. But actually, when you have really high demands and really high resources, as in the exact number of resources you need almost to meet the demands that you have, your burnout risk is a lot lower. It happens when demands really far outweigh the resources you have in place. So it could happen when, for example, your demands stay stable, but key resources get taken away. So for a really good example of that is for working parents, when your childcare resource goes away for whatever reason. But if you think about resources can be anything from good sleep to the food that you eat to, as you say, if you enjoy cooking. For me, cooking is not a resource. For me, cooking is demand and a drain, right? So, but for other people, cooking is a resource. So it is, and this is, what we'll often come back to in this podcast. It's all about tuning into what it is that works for you. What are the resources that work for you? And, so a resource for me might be going to see a comedy gig. Like some people think, it must be that I need to do more exercise and I need to eat better and I need to sleep better. Yeah. Okay, of course, all those things are important. I'm not going to say they're not. But actually, a resource in this situation, if you're feeling burnt out, it actually might be that you need to go out and enjoy yourself and allow yourself those few moments of escape and enjoyment. So it's really about trying out different things, I think, as well. And I agree, you do have to, when it gets to the really serious point of burnout, you absolutely have to stop. But before it gets to that point, try other things, not just the things that, you'll read on Instagram about all the health and wellness tips. It's not just about, of course, eating well, sleeping well, exercising. All of those things are essential. But it is also about filling your cup with the things that really mean something to you.
Guilt-free.
Guilt-free, 100%.
And I get so fed up with people talking about burnout and giving advice around productivity. So if you're feeling burnt out, you just need to delegate and only answer emails in the morning and bunch tasks together.
Yeah.
I'm not saying these things like that, and also no one comes to me for productivity advice. I'm not the guru.
I would go to you for I definitely would not go to myself for productivity advice.
I
would go to you though.
But it really annoys me that there's this whole market of helping people deal with burnout by giving them productivity advice. If you delegate more, you won't be burnt out, because there could be a whole host of other things going on. Okay, maybe it does help. Maybe it's a practical tool in some respects, but that is not burnout advice. Burnout advice is thinking about you psychologically as a human. It's not, have you got through all of your emails today? Now, that might be having a psychological impact on you. And a practical tool might help with that. But there's a whole host of other things that might be going on. And I think that is also the stuff that we need to focus on as well. Emotionally, what it's doing to us, physically, what it's doing to us. I'm not entirely sure that we've cracked burnout in
Have we just done a full podcast episode on burnout without wanting to actually do a podcast on burnout?
And honestly, I feel like some of these topics we're going to be talking about are a bit bleak. Psychopaths, that's a bit of a bleak topic. And burnout, oh my God, that could be so bleak. But we have to talk about it, because if we don't,
they exist.
They exist.
Yeah.
This is the point. We're talking about everyday psychology here. This exists in the world.
Well, I think we should come back to the burnout one.
Okay.
Another time, because I think we've given a bit of a tip of the iceberg there. It's an interesting topic, and burnout continues to be on the rise. So,
well, actually, I read a report this week saying burnout is on the rise again. So, whoever that sender was of that question,
we
will also come back to you. Yeah.